Madam Chair, if I may, I do also want to mention that we did receive one written correspondence by the deadline from Mr. Murali Vasubadan, and the commission did receive a copy of this email.
Okay, now, I know they came in on February 6th. Did we get any information? I know that I had heard it was gonna be sent to, they were gonna talk to the city manager to get some information on this. I know they said I'm talking about Sherry. Sherry said city ordinance would have to be changed. Do you know if anything was done on this?
Yes, thank you for the question. The city did provide a update, at least to some of the procedures that we did with the Heritage Park staff. We did ask the staff to be more vigilant about the feeding of the wildlife at Heritage Park. We also did conduct a marketing campaign on the city's social media page. Also, there was an article in the Cerritos News following that meeting. And then also, there are signage that's out on the park in addition to the signage that is handed out by the staff when they see those people either feeding the waterfowl or the ducks or the geese. So it is something that we're trying to be aggressive about. And the city manager is aware of this issue and all of our, I guess, policies and procedures that we're doing to try to enforce or discourage the public from feeding the wildlife at Heritage.
Now, is there any way of maybe do we have custodians there, maybe power cleaning that so there's not so much, so that there's, people can walk around without the complaints? Because I mean, you can't do anything about them and all that's out there, but maybe cleaning it a little bit more frequently?
Yes, we do have our park gardeners that power wash the sidewalks, typically on a daily basis, typically early in the morning when there are less people there, so it has time to dry. So we are actively trying to manage the excrement that is produced by all the feeding of the wildlife. And then you also mentioned about a municipal ordinance that was mentioned also in the comments in the email. And I don't think a city ordinance is necessary because there's already the California Fish and Wildlife Game Code, which is already a law that basically says the public should not feed wildlife because of the same reasons that we advertise for, that it causes malnutrition, it causes dependency on humans for their food. So it is already a California law to not feed wildlife. Not just waterfowl, but all wildlife.
Thank you for the information. Anybody else have a question?
Can I? Okay. Mr. Patel, thank you for all the clarification. But in one of the meetings, it was discussed that the signage would be a little bigger, bolder, and made visible to the people, because I think the existing signs do not lend to where people can really take note of it. And having a bigger sign with bigger fonts would thwart the people from doing all that. I think that was one of the things we had discussed. And then there would be also a small fine or something. I don't know if it is part of the ordinance or not, like $10 fine if somebody is caught in the act of doing that and violating the city rules.
Now, as I mentioned, there isn't a current city ordinance or any fine associated with that ordinance, but there is a code in the California Fish and Game Code that basically says that. As far as the signage goes, I think we would refrain from larger or bigger signs. We can put additional signs out there to kind of spread out some of the notices, but bringing more attention and bigger signs, I think it goes against the aesthetic of the park and the overall feel of the park, but we can certainly look into add more signs. They're currently on large A-frames, fairly visible to see, but I think the real problem is people just ignore the signs. But something we'll definitely look at as to if we can add more signs out there. Sure.
That'd be a great idea of adding more signs so that people now can take notice of that, the city is serious about this. Thank you.